Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Kathy Grimm, the Grim Reader, and I am here to do my pile of possibilities to be TBR pile for a read along that I'm wholeheartedly participating in, Shorty September by the Empress and Emperor of the read along, Shauna Burt, and also the High Priestess. I'm looking at my tarot cards. Heather from Too Many Heathers. They are the Welsh connection to this wonderful readathon that I've decided to participate in. Now, the reason I'm doing that is I'm strange for many reasons, but one of them is that I do kind of like long books, like sometimes like obsessively long, like Miss Mackintosh from Margaret Young, or even the Peter Weiss, the Aesthetics of Resistance, or Jerusalem, which I'm still listening to, very, very long, by Alan Moore. And so I have kind of, when they were introducing the whole read along, I just kind of took short books off my bookshelf, this one, and while they were talking about the prompts, I'm like, oh, that would fit, that would fit, that would fit. And of course, I'm going to be stretching, and there's a couple that I don't have anything for, and that I think that's fine too. They're very sort of, it's very kind of like just read short books, basically. But they've done such a fun job with the connecting it to the tarot. So the different kinds of shorts are connected to, and I haven't done a good job. I'm not going to kind of put them all in, but they're very cute. The whole how they put the shorts on the High Priestess and the Hangman and everything. It's quite lovely. And what was the other thing I was going to say? I forgot what I was going to say, but that's just very, very cute. I just think the whole short. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say. The whole shorts and tarot. I love it. And I will just say that I did. So in Australia, when I was a wee one, I would wear shorts, but now I never wear shorts. I don't like shorts. They don't. Me and shorts are not simpatico. It's in terms of clothing items, but that doesn't mean I can't participate in Shorty September. Without further ado, let me get into it because I have quite a few books to talk about. The first prompt, ripped shorts, read a mystery or slasher, and I have three contenders. I don't really do slashers, so yeah, I just don't. So the first one is one that's been on my TBR for a long time on my shelf, and that is Josephine Tey's The Daughter of Time, which is an old, I think it starts in the present time, and then it goes back in time. Someone's bedridden, and they become kind of, it sort of goes back in time. And this, I think, was published in the early 50s, and she's a Scottish writer. I think this has been around, so this would be a contender. And then the one I was going to originally go with, and I think this is one of Bert's favorite authors, is Simenon, and then of course this is a Maigret, so I've always kind of wanted to read one of them. So I might do this. This is kind of like the one I really want to get to, Maigret's childhood friend. So a mystery and it features Detective Maigret, the French guy, right? I think this is a mystery. I'm pretty sure. I think so. I think they always are, aren't they? These Maigret ones. And then last but not least is another sort of, he's Scottish writer, and this unassuming little book that I have here has a special place in my heart because I bought it when I visited Alderney, one of the Guernsey Islands that my relatives were from. And I went into a charity store and I found by Michael Innes, The Daffodil Affair. So an older mystery. Apparently it's about horses, which that's fine. But it is a mystery. And I'm trying to look for the date, 1942. So, and the pseudonym, Michael Innes is a pseudonym for J.I.M. Stewart. So those are my three options for the first shorts, the ripped off shorts. I do have a tendency, if I'm hot, to just cut off pants that leggings. I'll just cut them off just to make them a little bit more summery. Let's see. Let me go by the plan I have here. Summer cookout shorts. Read a book and eat or cook something to go along with it. So here I'm kind of cheating a little bit, or stretching, because the only one that kind of fits, I don't have recipes or anything, is a book that it's about the appetites in general, or the lack of one appetite, and then it's basically Hunger by Hamsun. I've always wanted to read Hunger by Hamsun. In German we say Hunger, and I don't know, the Norwegian's probably closer to Hunger. So this is my old German copy of it. It's short. It's only 100 and something pages, 149. I know he's controversial in terms of his politics. He's kind of nationalistic, but I've also heard very good things about hunger. So I didn't want to read it. So that's why it's there. For my food, the second prompt was summer cookout shorts. And of course, I would love to hear from you if you've read any of these, or if you have strong feelings about any of them, or if you're interested in reading them too. So please drop a comment in the comment section. Leopard Print shorts, which I would never be seen dead in, of course. Read a book that you've seen someone reading in the wild. So this is kind of like, for me, the wild is the internets. And just because I really want to read it, and I saw it's the only book that I have that Bert and Sean showed, is Valentino by Ginsberg. So that's sort of in the wild, and I really want to read it. So that one. A book that almost everyone seems to have read, or a lot of people have read that I haven't yet, and I should, and it's short, is A Month in the Country by J.L. Carr. So this is one that I've really seen a lot of people talk about, and almost it's universally beloved, which always puts me off a little bit because I'm trary, I don't know, but I should read this one. Another one that I have seen, one more for that one, people talk about on the internet is Tove Ditlevsen's Childhood, so the first one in the trilogy. So the whole trilogy is kind of important, and then this is the first one in that. So that would be another option for Seen in the Wild, otherwise known as Leopard Print shorts. Then we have micro shorts, Taylor Swift shorts. That one, it's like either poetry or a book about a breakup. And I have kind of like a weird, I don't really have a poetry book, but I have a book by a poet, so it could almost fit somewhere else, but I thought it's not a poetry book, but it's Rilke's Letters to a Young Poet, and I have it in the English and the German. For some reason, I thought I might want it in the English to be able to have quotes from it, so I could read this. And then the thing about the breakup is that I don't know if these ones that I'm going to talk about are about breakups, but I'm going to read them. So this seems to be about someone, the person her husband has left her or has disappeared, and it's a very short book that I got in England by Jan Fosse, Alice at the Fire, and I don't really know, it's probably not really a breakup, but maybe, I don't know. If you know, let me know. Probably not, but it's someone who's disappeared. And then this one might be more about someone who's being pursued by someone who they don't want to be with, so kind of a breakup, I don't know, is Anna Kavan's Ice. And I know quite a few people have read this one too, so let me know if you have thoughts on Ice by Anna Kavan. So yeah, so I have a lot of good things to look forward to there. The next one is, I did it a different order. That was my Goutet. And then we have half and half shorts. So read a book with a movie. Yes, okay, it doesn't matter. So my book and movie is sort of not so cool as other people's, but it's going to be A Room with a View by Ian Forster, and then of course the famous Merchant Ivory movie with what's her name, Helen Bonham Carter, and some other people, the blonde person, I think he may have passed away, Julian someone. Anyway, it's Merchant Ivory, and they were very big back in the day, like I want to say 80s I think. And so this will be a nice movie, good book tie-in thing. I was happy to have that one on my shelf. Plus I want to read it. These are all things I want to read. And they've been pushed aside because Kathy is obsessed with long novels that take her forever to read. Let's see, so that's half and half. And then we already done Michael Taylor Swift. Then we have Jorts, jean shorts, something. So I was lucky that this fit, and it's from the year 19. So this is the prompt is read something from the 70s or 80s. So this was written 1972, and it's sort of a big one. It's canonical, whatever. Calvino's Invisible Cities. This is kind of a pretty important read, even though it's short. I'll have to sort of dive into Calvino, which I have not done yet, but I want to. So Invisible Cities for that one. And then that leads us to Rockstar Shorts. Read a book and pair it with a song or album. I'm not exactly cheating here, but I'll post the playlist. This is the British sort of theorist and musical. He's interested in music a lot. Mark Fisher again. I have another book by him called The Weird and the Eerie, and he has there's a whole website dedicated to his favorite albums, and it starts with Revolver, all kinds of things. The Fall, a lot of British stuff. John Cale, Derrida, column, 80s cool stuff. Some people that I'm not that familiar with, but it looked kind of cool, and so I thought, it's not exactly one album, it's a whole bunch of his albums, so I've already been kind of dipping into it a little bit. So it's a bit of a cheat, but I am interested in this book. That's that, and let's see. So that was, where were we at here? Sorry, Rockstar Shorts is read, and then Rockstar, and then we have Zip Off Trousers. I don't think I've ever had any. The only one that has so the prompt here is read a book with a title that could be shorter. This is kind of a long title, plus it's a book I really want to read and it's short. Matthias Enach, who wrote this book called Tell Them of Battles, Kings and Elephants, which isn't really that long, but it's kind of a long title. And apparently this is Michelangelo. This is a historical novel. And I've always been interested in Enach for a while now. Compass, he wrote, Street of Thieves, and so he's a French writer, but he has an interesting background. He speaks Arabic, and so I would love to read this. So as you can see, my shorties are a little bit different from other people's shorties. They're a little perhaps more boring, but they're right up my alley. So that's it. That's that. So that was the long title one, what was the Zip Off Trousers. Where are you here? I'm looking at their kind of descriptions of them all, but then I'm trying to get them in the right order. Zip Off Trousers, paperback shorts. Now this is where I really didn't have one. I really thought when I went to Germany I would be able to buy a book that I wanted. I was thinking of Erpenbeck, Jenny Erpenbeck, Kairos or something. I don't know if it's short enough, but I didn't find a book that I wanted to buy. I didn't look that closely. I was only there for a week. I had other priorities, so I just didn't bother. And so, I mean, I could always buy a book. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Some of these books are fairly new. They don't almost count as new books, but I'm just going to pass over that one. Paperback shorts, supermarket 2-pack, read a nonfiction. That's the other one where I really don't have anything for it. I don't have a nonfiction book. I was going to try and fit something else into which I have a nonfiction, but it didn't quite work, so I'm going to leave that one go. The Weird and the Eerie is nonfiction. Some of the ones I have already are nonfiction. That's the supermarket short 2-pack short bundle, nonfiction that ties in with other shorties. I don't have that one. And then New Metal, read a book that mixes genres. So for this one, I have not much, but I thought maybe this would kind of fit because it's Leona Carrington, and it's sort of autofiction of a sort. I think that might work. And in a certain sense, in a certain sense, this also always sort of is genre line blurring, and that is Sisu. And this is one of her newer ones. It's a autofiction to do with the narrator's mother, but maybe also Sisu's mother, but then she does other things with it and tells stories, and it goes all over the place. It's called Eve's Escapes, and I do want to read this too. So genre blurring books. So Leona Carrington, the artist, and Sisu, Eve Escapes. As I said, I read different things, or I have different things to look at. And then, we're almost at the end here. I've kind of rushed through these. I hope it's okay. Let's see. Shorts with pockets. Oh, I'm going to sort of cheat with this one. Well, sort of. So the one thing here, and I just kind of like this cover, and it has a card on it, which would fit in the pocket. Dunya Barnes, who's also a writer I'm not familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with her, but I've never read her. I've always kind of wanted her to read her stuff, and this is a collection of her stories. It's a short collection, and I might just pop in and read a story. But the whole collection is only 180 pages, and it has a short afterword. So it's got a card on it, and that would fit in the pocket. That will work. And then I was going to change the prop into what about a book that will fit into your pocket, the whole book. This is my beautiful little tiny edition of a Balzac, Honoré Balzac, the great writer of the 19th century. And this is Christ in Flanders. So this is one of the very first novels that is associated with the Comédie Humaine. And it even has other stories in here. Christ in Flanders. I already read the first one, which was about Dante. I don't think this is the Dante story. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. No, I think this is something different. Anyway, this would fit into your pocket. And then there's a bunch of German books that fit in people's pockets. The little yellow books are the Reclams fit in people's pockets, but that's okay. And then last but not least, the Paul Mescal shorts. So here I am going to fess up that I didn't really know who he was. He's been in the movie version of the Rooney novel, and he's a cutie patootie from Ireland. So that's kind of like an Irish prompt, the Claire Keegan prompt, that's right. And the only Irish author who I have who would fit, but I'm not sure if this is more like a suggestion for other people, but you never know, maybe I'll be inspired, is George Bernard Shaw's two plays that I actually, in another lifetime, taught in a class called Good and Evil. And as I recall, we always had a hard time finding books that portray good characters in an interesting way. And one of them was Major Barbara. And I don't know if we've taught St. Joan, but I did read it. I think I read this also for an English class when I studied English. So those are my two short Irish contributions, the two George Bernard Shaw novels. Yes, I know my shorties are a little bit different from other shorties. But I hope they are still kind of interesting and enjoyable. I'm so grateful for Pastori Time. They're such great people, and I love their stuff, and I love the whole idea of Shorty September. And it's also my birthday month, so it just makes it an especially joyous month for me. And yes, so that's that. I'll leave it at that, and I probably won't edit this a lot because of time reasons. I'll just put it up there, and please comment away on my selection of short books for September. Talk to you soon. Bye.